Hello everyone! So, in the last video we built this giant factory which produces a lot of cobblestone. The only problem is that it's just cobblestone and I want to be able to do a bit something with it, which is why I am going to make another factory, because that's kind of the theme we have going on, to turn this cobblestone into regular stone, which is kind of more useful since we can make a lot more different blocks with it. So I've already dug out the space for my triple super smelter, because I'm making this excessively big, especially since, well, I don't know if you remember, but I had like 53 chests to fill with stone for one of my shops, but that won't happen because sadly the server is ending. Yeah, that's kind of disappointing, but I still got a bunch of time, so I can finish this project, and I've got another one I'm planning to build here, and then, well, I guess the server will end and I'll prepare for the next one, so still a few more videos planned, okay? So let's get started with making the super smelter, I suppose. Okay, so I've made some good progress on the whole system, but the problem is that now I need rails, because if I don't have rails the furnaces won't be powered and the whole thing will kind of be useless. So that means I need powered rails to make the minecars go fast, so I need a lot of gold. And I don't feel like mining for gold, so instead we're gonna use this and do rails. Look! 3 rails. No efforts. Well, those are normal rails, but I'll get powered rails too. And that's going to save me potentially hours, I think. Especially with the powered rails. Because regular rails are rather easy to get. I could probably have found them by hand. Powered rails are surprisingly expensive. Like, you craft 6 at a time instead of 12. Or is it 16? I think it's 16 with regular rails. So yeah, you need a lot of resources to make that. So let's just let this run and I'll get back to building. I'll be honest with you, I was really scared for a moment because I thought this wasn't going to work, and that would have meant I would have had to redesign the whole thing, which is kind of annoying. But actually I just forgotten to place redstone here, because carpet dupers are a bit weird. They don't always work, they need the piston to be pointing in a specific direction, so south for example, and if I had built it with the piston pointing north for some reason, it just wouldn't have worked. So luckily it does if I just pull this lever. Yeah, we've got carpet, okay. Okay, that's a good news, that's a very good news. And there it is, the whole system is now fully built. Let me just turn off the carpet dupers because it's a bit noisy. And the last one. Okay, so yes, it's essentially 3 different super smelter connected together by this thing to a collection system. And if you're interested, I can probably make a tutorial video to explain how this works individually, because I'm not going to build 3 just for a tutorial. Anyway, now that the mechanism is working, I can just activate it. Ouch. And that was not what I wanted to do. Anyway, I've already started preparing for its first usage. That cobblestone isn't supposed to be here, because I need a bit of netherrack. So, well, nether brick actually, so I'm going to smelt netherrack. So normally, if I just press this lever, the minecars are going to start rolling, and within a bit of time we should see the islands pop up the double column. There, like that, see? But there's no roof. Normally there's a roof that stops the item from going too high. And I fell again. So as I was saying, normally there's a roof that stops item from shooting up in the air like that. Because I'm probably going to lose a bunch if I don't do something about that. But yeah, they're all going in the wrong place. They're supposed to go like this, and then they end up in the chest. Yeah, that's... I actually built a fountain. A brick fountain, but a fountain nonetheless. Still, I think it's pretty cool. So... Stop giving me items, please. I think I'm gonna stop by making the floor so I stop falling down every time. So, see you in a bit. Okay, so now that the floor is in place, which is not everywhere because some parts are going to be accessible, like here for example, I'm going to make the skeleton of the build, and then I guess I'll make a time lapse for the rest. So I think this gives a pretty good idea of what it's going to look like in the end, since it's pretty much the final shape, except, well, there's not the chimneys because I didn't make the schematic so tall for no reason. So now that the skeleton, well, is placed, I guess we can finally get to building the rest. So see you in a while. And it's done. Here, just look at that. Honestly, I'm very proud of that build, and it doesn't have the same level of texturing as this one because there's not really any texturing, but it doesn't really matter, right? It's a cool looking factory, and I honestly just couldn't be bothered with texturing it because that's a bit of a pain. So we've got 3 cobblestone generators, and this is just for decoration, same as the chimneys, but honestly they look epic. And it's even better at night. I'll do a small part of the video at night so you can see. And yes, I didn't have enough pale oak, so I used a bit of birch. But let's just pretend it's normal. So once you go past this door, you have this collection system with the hoppers to automatically fill shulkers if you need, and that's just for more storage. Let's start by going up. So there isn't much here. Right, so you have a catwalk that allows you to access the roof, and we'll go see that later. And here you have a fire exit, which is very impractical because you have to crouch, but who cares, right? It's not like OSHA is going to come Actually, they might. That doesn't really matter, the server will be closed soon enough. So, here we have the 3 reactors, it's the same thing. I don't know why I said reactors, because it's not reactors at all. We got fire extinguisher, and those 2 levers to activate the system. This one for the carpet duper, you can see it here. And this one for the minecarts. I don't know if you see them. There. And it's the same thing for everyone. And also, the cheapest industrial lighting you can do in Minecraft, it's just torches. And if we go here, we can use the trapdoor to get down and see the whole mechanism, which takes a bit of space, right? Still, I already said that, but I repeat myself, if you want a tutorial, you can just ask, I'll probably make one, you know, that's a free video ID. And if we go up, we have mostly empty space, and the whole thingamajig that brings the cooked material to the hoppers and into the storage system. And that's for something we're going to go see right now. So, over there, and yes, you can see the double columns. That's a bit noisy, I know, but if we just go, see, a functioning vent. No, that's a pretty cool thing. Because when I first designed this build, I hadn't heard of it. Then I looked at that, I thought, wow, that's cool. Maybe I could make that, but no, because there's no space in there, so I couldn't. But here I had the space, so originally I thought maybe I'd make 2, but I don't really have the space for that, and a single one is great, right? That's a bit noisy, but it really looks good. And it gives the whole build a vibe. So we're on the roof, as you can see it's low in this build, but we've got the towers, so it's a bit of a long way up, so I'll speed up the footage as we go up, but you've got a nice view, honestly. There we are, the highest point of my base. I almost fell, and also probably one of the highest builds I ever made. So from here you can see all my base, which is literally just those 2 things. But there'll be a 3rd building over here. I already have the schematic ready, so as soon as this video is over, I'll start collecting the materials and I'll get started on the last part of my build, right? Because I don't think I'll have the time to do much more. Maybe I'll add something here and I'll try to decorate the middle, but that's pretty much it. Afterwards there won't be too many more videos on the server since, well, the end is near, right? The end is near. So the night is gonna fall, so I'll be able to show you what it looks like at night, because that's, honestly, it looks pretty good. So see you in a brief moment.
5 minutes later.
Okay, so now it's night, and I'm getting harassed by mobs a bit, but there. It glows. Mostly because it's campfire, but let's pretend it's just the redstone torches. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's also the light that comes out from the window, because there's actually a bunch of glow shrooms hidden underneath. Yeah, I don't remember the exact name, I forgot. It doesn't really matter. And yeah, that's it for this video, so thanks for watching, see you next time, hopefully soon, bye.